Joining us now as we wrap up this session of Nigeria Decides is Tari Taylaur, candidate of the Youth Party in Eti-Osa 1 Lagos House of Assembly constituency in the last election. Well, Tari Taylaur, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Could you just take us through your experience in this election? I know before now you ran for councillorship.
I did.
In the Eti-Osa ward at the local government level. Now you decided to go to House of Assembly. What was it like in Eti-Osa?
In Eti-Osa. Well, I can speak as a politician and as a voter. So my party was excluded. We were not on the ballot. We had been in this process, well, I have been campaigning since May last year, and we have gone through all the processes, the primaries, the screening, and on the 2nd of December, we had a Supreme Court judgment which was directing INEC to include us in the process and put us on the ballot. But on the election day, INEC decided to ignore that Supreme Court judgment and not include us on the ballot. So that was my experience. Well, of course, I still had all my polling agents because I prepared. You know, you don't bet on impunity. You don't expect that such should happen. So we still had all of our preparation intact. So I spent election day, you know, trying to talk to my supporters and say, you know, don't be discouraged, don't be disappointed. You need to still go out and vote. You know, let's make sure we still have a presence out there. And we did that. So I spent the whole day, you know, looking after my agents, all my volunteers, all my people, keeping busy really, and not being so disappointed by that. But then, and the voting experience, you know, the reports we got from the various polling units was, I mean, they were largely Lekki, which is my base, was largely peaceful. Voting, the INEC officials got there on time. You know, voting started early enough. There were the processes, they went smoothly. But from outside Lekki, you know, different zones, places like Ilasan, places like, you know, down from Ogombo, different places, there were reports of some voter intimidation, violence, vote buying. You know, I actually had some of my agents call me from, you know, parts of Ilasan and say, look, this is what's going on here. So, you know, let's just know how we're going to. But I'm like, look, we're not even in the race anymore. So don't be there. Just step aside. No violence, nothing. But largely, it was peaceful. The APC incumbents in the House of Assembly re-emerged as the you know, House of Assembly representative. Labour gave a strong you know, showing as well. So I'm thankful because I was worried about that with all the threats and intimidation that we heard before. We were quite worried about loss of lives and all that, but I'm thankful to God that nothing like that, you know, happened at the end of the day. And yeah.
Brilliant. I must commend your outlook, despite the massive disappointment of having your party omitted on the ballots. Are you going to seek redress in terms of, because you did have a court order and INEC didn't respect that or obey it? Are you going to seek redress, or are you just going to leave it and let peace reign? Because, like you said, you were quite worried about what post-election would look like. What would be your next step?
Well, I think I've done all I should do as a candidate. I believed in the process. I believed in the value of a Supreme Court judgment, and I invested myself, my expectation, my time, my resources, and the people who supported me to stand my ground. And this happened at the end of the day. Yes, I'm disappointed, but I'm at peace with myself because I believe I did the right thing. I think if the party, Youth Party, wants to pursue it, great. I will support, but I will not lead on that. I think I've done my part as a candidate. Okay. Yeah.
So with all of this, you think you've done your part. What do you think are the lessons, one, you have learned, two, INEC should learn from all of this conundrum, and three, most importantly, the Nigerian young people that feel deflated from the process?
I will speak to the Nigerian young people first because I think that's the most important thing. We cannot be deflated. And like I said to a lot of my supporters who were very disappointed, many of them just said, I'm not even going to bother again. It doesn't matter. And I said, no, let's get this thing straight. Nigeria did not do this to us. In fact, Nigeria validated our stand through her Supreme Court. Nigeria didn't do this to us. INEC did this. Okay, so we need to have that distinction. INEC did this to us. In fact, I love and believe in Nigeria all the more because Nigeria validated me as a candidate and my party. So it should not change the way we want to.
So INEC is the one that disobeyed the courts.
Yes,
again.
INEC did this. INEC did this. And okay, sorry, sir. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So lessons to be learned. Well, I definitely will never stand on a platform that is not sure anymore. I've run on Youth Party before when I ran for councillorship, and the party, I must say, in fairness to them, have given me the support through my journey since 2021. After the local government elections in 2021, we went to the tribunal, and I had great representation. We put a strong case forward, and the party gave me all the support. But it just so happens that this was the experience now. I think I've shown my consistency and loyalty, to the process and to my party. But going forward, I would also speak to young people like me who are vying for office. Either we build strong, credible platforms, and we spend the next 4 years doing that, or we go into the bigger, more established parties and try to push for reform in the way things are done, for more internal democracy, better transparency, and more putting forward of young people to take up the offices and all of that. So we can go both ways, but whatever the case, we must keep going, we must be more strategic, and we must take up those, the positions that are available to us.
Well, one of the concerns in this electoral process, in fact, also mentioned by the European Union Observation Mission, is women underrepresentation.
Yes, sir.
And we have seen that from the presidential election all the way down, very small percentages of women, even if there are some happy stories. The 26-year-old lady who defeated an incumbent in Kwara State. 2 ladies going to the Kogi State House of Assembly from Ujumu and one other place for the first time in their own constituencies. And then, of course, a female politician defeating Philippa Duda in the Federal Capital Territory from the Labour Party, defeating the PDP. But on the whole, there's that underrepresentation of women. What do you think the problem is? And what are those things we need to focus on going forward? Because everyone is talking about it.
Yeah.
Women go out to vote, but why are they underrepresented?
Well, I think the first thing, women must want it. We must want to have the authority. We must want to vie for these offices, and we must push ourselves forward to take those offices. So starting from within the political parties, I think more women need to be active within the political parties. More women need to make their value known within the political parties so that when the times for primaries come and the times to put people forward come, we would have gained enough trust even among the men in the political parties, and they will be happy and not threatened to put us forward, as women. But we need to do the groundwork. We should not come with this entitlement mentality, thinking, because I'm a woman and there's 35% requirement and all that, then I should get a seat. No, it doesn't work that way. The political terrain is far too competitive for us to come with a sense of entitlement. We need to, come in there, be ready to put in the work, be sure about the value that we have to offer, and then make sure that we're delivering, and that way we will build more credibility. And I think the success stories that you mentioned, particularly the one of Madam Kingigbe in the FCT and the other ladies in the House of Assembly, it's such a joy. It's such a joy. I know our celebration about the Adamawa governor was a bit premature, but you can still see how anxious we are to be able to celebrate a woman in that sort of position. So I think it has started. It's not going to happen in one cycle. We need to do the groundwork. We need to be strategic. And then by 2027, in fact, by the local government elections, I want to see more women councillors, more women local government chairmen, stepping forward across board and taking ownership.
So what are your expectations? So for some winners, what they've said is that they would work with the opposition. And you said that the APC candidate emerged as a representative in the State House of Assembly. Yes. Would you be working with the candidate? And then what are your expectations from that position come once they're inaugurated?
Well, I mean, I would not shy away from putting my recommendations forward. There's a reason why I wanted to go to the House of Assembly. I had a legislative agenda that focused on clean environment, youth unemployment, and also affordable housing for the poor in Eti-Osa. So I will be very happy to put forward my ideas, my thoughts, in fact, the solutions I am already working on with regards to those issues. And I will talk to, his name is Honorable Noim Adams. He won. He's the incumbent and he's going back now. So I'm friends with everybody. I'm happy to put forward my recommendations and hopefully they will be taken.
All right, yes. I think thank you so much, Sharon, for being here.
Thank you very much, Tari Taylaur. Well, next election cycle, we still look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you.